Hey guys, welcome back to Bibliophile Reads. This is Courtney. You're joining me for another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday. It is in the afternoon. I finished work. Today was a Monday. So busy, so many things happening, and I feel like across the board everybody felt the same way. So I don't know what was in the water, but it was a Monday. This weekend was a pretty good reading weekend for me. I think I left off talking about having finished We Are Not Like Them by Christine Pride and Joe Piazza, and I am screaming to everyone who will listen about this book and how good it is, and so I hope people pick it up. I really enjoyed it. I talked about that. If you didn't see that in my whole rant about it, check out my vlog from last week that came out last Sunday. After that, I decided to read A Fate Inked in Blood. That is a fantasy, and it was my March Book of the Month Club pick. I, again, third week in a row saying this, am really trying to get out of my comfort zone with reading, kind of take a break from romances and maybe trickle them in. But for me, the romances seem to be very repetitive at times, and I can't do it. So I need a little space from those. So I picked up A Fate Inked in Blood. This book, to me, I ended up giving it 3 stars. And that was being generous. I really didn't love it. And I really skimmed some of the end. It was kind of okay, but it's like, because Book of the Month Club is like ideally for everybody, right? And like you have all kinds of readers. I haven't really found like a super high fantasy on Book of the Month Club, which is good. But this one was just like really elementary in the sense of like, it felt like definitely a beginner step of like starting to read fantasy. Some of the tropes were pretty played out. The sort of romance that was budding since the romantasy was like very obvious, and it was basically like enemies to lovers, but like over the top with the enemy thing for me. So it just didn't hit the way I wanted it to, but the writing style was great. I probably would read something else from the author. I just don't want to read that book anymore, and it's supposed to be book 1, so I think it's going to be a series. And then I picked up, after some perusing, The Frenemy Fix-Up. This is it's also a enemies to lovers, which is not my favorite trope. If you want to know my favorite trope, I've said this before, my favorite trope in romance is the woman who is like hitting rock bottom, goes back to her hometown, falls in love with her either high school best friend or high school nemesis, they live happily ever after. I love that trope. But this is enemies to lovers. They were enemies in high school, but they are enemies as adults. She runs into him at a smoothie store. She's a yoga teacher. He's a very stressed out business guy, and she convinces him to do yoga at her studio after he has a near heart attack, and just the stress levels are too much. His doctor suggests that he slows down. I didn't love this one like at all. It just didn't hit for me. Again, the romance was romancing. I didn't like how it kind of went from 0 to 100 with the like, I hate you so much to I love you so much. I really don't like that. Like, I get enemies to lovers, but a little bit of slow progression has to be, not a slow burn, but not like a rapid, here we go. So that was my reading. It wasn't the best reading weekend for me. I did get 2 things done, but I didn't enjoy them. So that was brutal. Currently, I'm reading Till There Was You, and I'm starting Queen of Nothing. This is the 3rd book in the Cruel Prince series. I wanted to open up some bookmarks that I got finally. Not finally, it came really quick. This is from my secret copy. I have talked about her bookmark shop a lot. I get a lot of my magnetic bookmarks from her. I've also used Forever Reads or something like that. I don't know. But my secret copy, she's pretty reasonably priced. She has really cute things. She's gotten really big. I remember when her sort of store got more popular, her shipping was a little later, but now her shipping is so quick. It's a small business. I believe she's BIPOC, and I appreciate that as well. So I picked up a couple of magnets, magnetic bookmarks, but I also wanted some card bookmarks because I'm really enjoying just using a regular bookmark and sliding it into the pages without it sticking out. So let's start with the magnetic ones. Okay, first I got this one. I am a Virgo, so it is the Virgo sort of tarot card looking sort of holographic thing there. I got this one. It's Grumpy Sunshine. I just thought it was really cute. I don't really care about Grumpy Sunshine or not, but I thought the patterning was cute. And then this one says, a little spice never hurt anyone, and never could anything have been more true. Then I picked up some other bookmarks. So this one is, it says read more spicy books, just like on cardstock, really nicely printed, nice and thick. So I'll slide that in my book. This one is read more fantasy. This one is read more library books, really, all of us. And then, oh, this is cute. This one says Cozy Mystery Club with this on the back. I love that it's got a little design on the back. The other ones, are they plain? Oh, I guess it depends. Let me show you this. So the fantasy one looks like the scales of the dragon. The spicy books one's just plain, and library book one is just plain. Okay, Cozy Mystery. And then the last one is also, again, Grumpy Sunshine. So it's a bigger picture of this one. You can see how cute it is, those details. And then that's the back. So that's what I got from hers. I love her bookmarks, and I always end up losing them. Like, I will be reading a book, I finish it, I take the bookmark out, and it's just sitting, and then I'll have like a windfall where I find all of them at once and I lose them all at once. So I will be keeping her in business. I will link her information in the description, so check that out and support. But that is my update for Monday. I'm going to exercise really quick, and then I'm going to get some reading done, and hopefully have more to report for tomorrow. All right, bye guys. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hopping on to give you a short update because I didn't do too much reading. But yesterday, what happened yesterday? Last night, I did my update, and I plan to go read Queen of Nothing. This is the third book in the Cruel Prince trilogy. And I happened to just pop on Libby for a second, and a book that I had been waiting for was available. So I went ahead and downloaded that, and that is Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin. And she wrote the book Next Door Nemesis, which I absolutely loved and like devoured. And I remember finishing that book and thinking I need to find more from Alexa Martin immediately. And I found Better Than Fiction, but had it on hold. Long story long, it was on Libby, and I'm reading it. I am only about, 12% in. It's okay. It's starting off just a little bit slow. So we're got our main character, and she is taking over her grandmother's bookstore. Her grandma owned a bookstore, passed away a little while ago, and she took over the bookstore. And she is also still mourning her grandmother's passing. I guess her grandmother had quite the will, and her father is I guess the grandma was his mom. The father is very upset that the daughter got so much in the will, and I guess he thought he should have gotten it. What else is happening? Okay, then the girl has a sister. I don't know if it's a half sister or what, but they don't not get along, but they don't really get along. They're not super tight. And she's in town doing school or whatever. So it's just a lot of build up right now. And 12% in, the love interest just came into her bookstore. And she thinks he's cute, of course. She's already said several times she doesn't have a type. She's not looking to date, this, that, and the other. So I imagine we're going to go from there. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading. Yesterday too, as I was looking through to download Better Than Fiction from Libby, so on Libby you can grab your book and you get it from Kindle. I do, because I read it from Kindle, and it'll give you options of like other books that are like it. So I ended up finding 2 books that were kind of cute. One is called Thank You Next. It's a YA sort of romance novel. And the other one is The Do-Over by Suzanne Park. I read something else by Suzanne Park. I can't remember what it was. But I went ahead and picked both of those up from Libby. So I was kind of on my Libby grind yesterday, which I didn't mind at all. I really kind of liked it. And so I'll be reading that. Today, the book Expiration Dates came out by Rebecca Searle. Rebecca Searle wrote In 5 Years and The Italian Summer. I love her writing. She always does like a dual timeline type stitch. And I don't know when I'm going to get it and if I want to get a physical copy or a digital copy. I will probably get a digital copy, but I don't need it this second because I'm not ready to read it yet. But I did run to Barnes today for my youngest. Dogman book came out and she loves Dogman. And I went to go look at it and pick it up. And so now that I remember, I think I'll definitely get a digital because the hardcover book is the only available option. At Barnes, it was $23. I am a member, so it gives you like 10% off or whatever. But it's only like 268 pages, and I just feel like that's a lot for a 268 page book. So I'll probably just get it on the Kindle and keep it pushing. I could have sworn also that I had it on Libby on hold. But I don't remember for sure. I wonder how fast my Kindle Fire will boot up here because I am about to shoot a video. And so I have my Kindle Fire here. Okay, it's not moving super fast. But anyway, I thought I put expiration dates on hold, but I don't remember. I'm sure you guys don't care that I'm looking this up, but now I just have to know. Did I have it on hold? I did not place it on hold. Okay. Oh, that's right. Because there was 27 copies and 434 people waiting. So I'll just buy it. But I'm going to do it on the Kindle, I think, for sure. Anyway, that is the update for Tuesday. Again, not too much happening. It's been so busy at work that it has really drained me at the end of the day. And so I'm doing most of my reading right before bed, which is totally fine. But I just am not getting a lot done prior to then. So I'm going to film my video for Thursday and then shower, read. It's gonna be a wrap. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hopping on really quickly. I did not get much reading done yesterday, so I didn't hop on, but thought I would just update you for Thursday. As always, if I miss a day, I usually take this into Saturday, so I think I'll do that again. But it's actually been really busy at work. So as life happens, you know, I think it's real to show like booktubers aren't always just like reading nonstop, and you know, life happens, and that's part of the journey too. Also, as I mentioned way at the beginning of the year, I'm okay slowing down, being more intentional about the books that I've read and I'm reading, and so that's just what it is. But I was reading Better Than Fiction by Alexis Martin, and I ended up DNFing that book. Alexa Martin. It is, I DNF'd about 19% in, and I really had a hard time of like, am I DNFing it too early? But then I was like, forget it, I'm just going to DNF it because who has time to read a book that they don't want to read? So in Better Than Fiction, we're following the main character, you know, I don't know their names. I think I talked about this already, but her grandma recently passed away. Her grandma was like her best friend. Grandma left her the bookstore that the grandma owned, as well as like some other things. The grandma is the dad's mom, and so he kind of feels some kind of way with the daughter now because his mom ended up giving her a lot in the will. So there's like a broken relationship there. There are a couple of, it seemed like they were going to be fun. I just couldn't get through it. A couple of fun older women who were the grandma's friends that still kind of hang around the shop and help out. And they have asked a really famous author to come to the shop and like sign some books and do a meet and greet. The main character doesn't know this guy because she's actually not much of a reader, which I guess is like supposed to be ironic. But she finally meets him, and like there's like a lot that happens. It's like one of those books, and I've said this before, we're like trudging through mud. We're only 10 pages in, but like so much content has been thrown at me. And so like we've met a bunch of people, there's a lot of inner monologue, there's just a lot going on, and we're 10 pages in. Like I don't like that. So yeah, each page just had a lot of content. Anyway, so she meets the guy. He comes in, she finds him attractive right from the beginning. Of course, she doesn't know who he is because she doesn't read. And he introduces himself as the author, and he's helping her like set up a display. And I stopped there because like I instantly knew where this was gonna go, because the last thing I kind of read was her saying how she's not a reader. So then I instantly knew that like he's gonna take her on this book journey and get her to be a reader, and they're gonna fall in love in the end. And so I just didn't want to read it anymore, and it just wasn't interesting to me. Another reason that I was excited to move on from that, like I was gonna pause it anyway for the next book I'm reading, but I was just like, forget it, just send it back to the library, I don't need it, is because Rebecca Searle's book Expiration Dates came out, and I'm so excited about this book. So I love Rebecca Searle's writing. She wrote One Italian Summer, In 5 Years, The Dinner List. Those are the 3 books that I've read of hers, and each of them often follow like a back and forth timeline or dual timeline, or jumping to the future and working your way back to the present. But she does it so well that it's never confusing. You're enraptured in both stories. There's a common thread. And so in this story, we're following our main character who, since she was 8, has been getting notes or postcards that will have a boy's name on it, and then a number, like a time period, 3 weeks, a year, 5 years, whatever. And it so happens that she gets these when she's going to get into a new relationship. And so she will have, you know, a guy's name on it, and it might say 5 weeks, and then she's only going to be that person for 5 weeks, and she kind of knows. So we kind of open up in the story, and she's meeting a new guy. They're going on a first date, and she's gotten the piece of paper with his name on it. His name is Jake, and it's just a blank sheet of paper, it just says Jake, and so there's no expiration date. And so she's thinking this guy is her soulmate, and that she'll be with him forever, but is kind of confused that it's blank. One of her exes, Hugo, is now her best friend, and they dated for quite a while. He was on a piece of paper too with expiration date on it, and but they're still friends. You can tell Hugo still likes her because I think she broke up with him. But he kind of helps her like navigate this new situation, and he's got a girlfriend. But we're also falling back into timeline and learning about how she and Hugo got together and what that relationship was like. So I'm curious to see, like, does Hugo play another role? Will Jake get an expiration date as things change between her and Hugo? I don't know, but I really love Rebecca Searle's writing. Like I said, I like her stories. I think it's such a unique concept. They are romantic in a way, but it's definitely more literary fiction. And it's pretty short. It's like 268 pages. I'm only 13% into it because, like I said, it's been so busy. So I started it yesterday, but didn't read too much. And then, well, I guess I read like 10% because I think I've only read like 3% so far today, but I'm going to read some more before bed, and just really kind of get into it and take this book into the weekend. After that, I don't know what I'm going to go to. I still have the partner plot from the library that I could read. I still have Ill-Fated Fortune, which I could read, so I might get that done because that one's kind of short too, and I have the book and the digital of it because I got it from the library, and so that's my favorite way to engage in a book, is having 2 formats. So I might do that too. I haven't gotten the Babysitters Club book done in a while, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to rush it. Those books are going to be there, but I'm just kind of thinking what I will do next. So that is the update for Thursday. I'll show you the cover. I'm just kind of reading on my Paperwhite, and yeah, it's super cute. I love her writing. Please go check her out. If you haven't read a Rebecca Searle book, just give it a shot. There's a couple others that she's had, but the 3 that I mentioned are the ones that I've read, and I really liked it. Of those 3, The Dinner List was my least favorite. My favorite was In 5 Years, but it was the first one that I read, so I'd rank it In 5 Years, One Italian Summer, and then The Dinner List if you're going to go through her catalog. Like I said, there are other books. I just haven't read all of them yet, but this one is starting off really good. So that's the update for Thursday. I'll check in tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Saturday. Hopping on to wrap up this weekly vlog for you guys. I obviously did not hop on a couple times this week. It was just a really intense week at work, and I didn't get too much reading done, but I wanted to update you on Expiration Dates, which I did finish this morning. Expiration Dates is by Rebecca Searle. It is written in the same format that she usually writes, which is like a dual sort of timeline situation. And in this story, we're following our main character who has been getting little notes with guys' names on it in like a time period. And she knows that's how long that she's supposed to date them. And so she gets one towards the beginning of the book, and it has no expiration date, hence the name of the book. And she starts feeling like this is going to be her soulmate. She'll be with them forever. And she starts dating him. In the background, we have her best friend Hugo, who is her ex. And they did break up because his expiration date came up, but they still hang out and they're still very close and still very flirty. And he clearly has feelings for her. So we go throughout the book just sort of going down her path of dating and what she's learned from each guy. And it was really good. I ended up giving it 4 stars versus 5 because there was a little bit of a predictability to the book that I didn't care for, and I haven't had that before, the Rebecca Searle book. Although there was a twist that came pretty maybe 60 or 70% in, but it didn't really go anywhere. So it was like a twist, but like we didn't need that twist. And so I gave it a 4 versus a 5. Still highly recommend, and I love Rebecca Searle books. Then I decided I was gonna pick some things up. So I have a book on hold at the library called Ace of Spades, and I got it as a recommendation from a coworker when I recommended this book to them. This is We Are Not Like Them, and she said Ace of Spades was similar in the sense that it's like a thriller, and so I'm gonna pick that up from the library maybe this week. But I decided that as I wrap up March, there's 2 books that I want to finish this month, and we'll see because I didn't read as much as I wanted to today. So the first book I want to finish or start and finish is The Fury. So The Fury I got from my book of the month club in the month of March. I'm only on page 10, just started it, but I just haven't been in the reading mood today. I've been really wanting to veg and just mentally check out, and so I'm giving myself permission to do that. You don't have to be running a million miles an hour every day. And so this is going to be a thriller. And so I'm excited to read that. And then I want to go ahead and finish Ill-Fated Fortune. I was excited to pick this up this month. And then I actually got a copy on Libby too. So now I have it digitally and hard copy. And it's not that long. It's like 300 and some pages. So I want to get that knocked out. But those are the 2 books I would love to finish this week and so wrap up March. But that is it for this week's vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other content to see if this is a channel you'd like to subscribe to. We'd love to have you. It's totally free to subscribe. I post Thursdays and Sundays. If you didn't already, check out my video on Thursday where I talk about all things Kindle, including how to organize your Kindle, how I organize my Kindle, and how to use Libby. And I will see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.